says the beginning of wisdom is fear of the Almighty. Meaning that someone who does not fear Hashem cannot be considered wise. Why? If someone is born into this world and they think that everything came from some explosion, obviously you can't call them wise because they're crazy. Even the monkey knows that there's a creator. Even the donkey knows that he has a balabait, he has an owner. Everyone knows there has to be something. Even if you want to believe in the whole theory of evolution, you still can't explain where the first cell came from. So if it came from somewhere, obviously there has to be a creator. So if the creator was able to create one cell, why are you limiting him at one cell? Why couldn't he create a whole world? So once you know that there's a creator, and then you could easily get to fast forward and realize that the creator had to give us an instruction set, and the instruction set is the Torah, which there's ways to prove, as I mentioned before. For anyone that wants to watch that lecture, it's already online. It's called Torah, Science, and Ancient Wisdom. A bunch of Torah proofs that I have in the lecture. Once you realize the creator gave an instruction set, you see what the creator says in this instruction set, and you see that, okay, I have to do certain things. Once you realize that for him to fulfill all of your desires, whether it's parnasah, or it's refuah shlema, or it's a zivug, or it's anything, for you to just be able to breathe is a miracle. It's a 100% miracle for you to be able to breathe. It's actually a 100% miracle that you're even here. I'll give you some small example scientifically. Each one of you was told by some doctor at some point, or at least on some commercial, you should eat a lot of protein. That's why they feed you so much meat. You should eat protein, right? They say protein's healthy. Now, so that means that your body is full of trillions and trillions and trillions of proteins. Now each one of these proteins has to fold, something called a protein fold. And it has to fold in a precise way, an exact way. Not like a man folds his t-shirts, like fold in a precise way. Now what happens if it doesn't fold in a precise way? If one out of all of the trillions and trillions and trillions of proteins you have in your body folds in a little off, 5 degrees off to the right, 5 degrees off to the left, it's not like bad, it's like a little bit off. You lose vision, chas v'shalom. You lose the ability to breathe. You can't walk. You can't live. All sicknesses start there. One protein, not 10 or 50 million, or one. So the very same one that created the heaven and the earth is also responsible for folding these proteins. Once we realize that the same one is responsible for these proteins folding the right way, how could you not be scared? How could you not be scared when you realize how much he's responsible for? So the beginning of wisdom is fear of the Almighty. A healthy Jew has to have a certain level of fear. The reason why is because Chazal tells us a connection to Hashem. There's two types of connections to Hashem. There's Ahava and there's Yirah. There's love of Hashem and there's fear of Hashem. We're obligated by the 613 mitzvot to do both of them. But if you look at the Torah, the entire Torah, and you compare the ratio of how often it talks about fear of Hashem versus loving Hashem, the ratio is 100 to 1, if not more. Meaning, to fear Hashem is mentioned at least 100 times or more for every one time it mentions loving Hashem. Reason being is because Chazal says that if your connection to Hashem Yitbarach is only based on fear, it's only based on fear, then it's an incomplete connection. It's a connection, but it's incomplete. A complete connection will be both fear and love. But if it's a connection that's just based on love and no fear, then it's no connection at all. Meaning it cannot happen, it cannot exist, it cannot be. Because you can't love something if you don't know what it is. And if you knew what it is, of course you would fear it. So someone can't say, listen, I love this woman. Who? I don't know. How can you love it then? You understand? So it's the same thing with Hashem. Once you know, even a small 1% of what we can know even, about Hashem. Once we know just about this protein thing we talked about, or the fact that the name of Hashem is inside your DNA, or the fact that Hashem is responsible for every single move that you make, anything and everything that Hashem is responsible, once you know even a quarter of percent of how much you rely on this Hashem, of course you're going to fear Him. And to have this fear is necessary, because Hashem specifically came to us in Mount Sinai, and He gave us the 10 Commandments. Before He gave us the rest of the Torah, He gave us 10 Commandments. Now if you notice, when we got the 10 Commandments, at some point the Jewish people said, please tell him to stop or else we'll die. Please tell him to stop talking or else we're going to die. Why you, Hashem is talking, you want him to stop talking? No one ever heard, no religion ever started the same way as Judaism. It's the only religion in history, the only people in history that were a bunch of people, more than one even, that were able to listen to Hashem speak was just the Jewish people. So now that you finally heard him in public, you want him to stop? And to such an extent that you're saying stop or else we're going to die? Sounds a little extreme. So why are they saying it? Because Hashem's voice was so holy and so scary that they all died. When they heard the first commandment, and Hashem brought them back to life. And then they heard the second commandment, and they all died again. And they brought him back to life. And then they said, please stop him from talking or else we'll die, because they already died twice. They felt the pain of death. Go up to the mountain, listen to whatever he says yourself. They're telling Moses, we will do and then we will listen. Meaning you tell us what to do and then we'll hear it for whatever he says. But we don't want to feel the pain of death anymore. So what does Moses answer them? Hashem is only scaring you so you don't make sins. Meaning the scare tactic, the Gehenom, the punishment, the scary stuff, it's not my strategy. It's not unique to me. It's Hashem's strategy. He gave you all of these things and He wrote it in the Torah in many, many places. Nearly half the Torah talks about punishment. Most people don't teach it because it's not politically correct to scare people. But this is why 80% of Am Yisrael does not even know what Shabbat is. So it doesn't work, this nice tactic. But Hashem is scaring us, so wake up.